Welcome back. Now we're going to take a look at Chapter 1, page 30, Example B. Just like the previous example, the very first thing we're going to do is determine the key signature. So if we take a look, there's 1 flat, which indicates that we are either in the key of F major or D minor. But because we have F in the right hand here, here, and here in the left hand, this is most definitely in the key of F major. Again, I'll notate that. Next, we're going to determine the notes in the 1 chord and the 5 chord of F major. So, the 1 chord is going to consist of the notes F, A, and C. So I'll write that, F, A, C. And the 5 chord is going to consist of the notes, here's the 5 chord, C, E, and G. Next, I'm going to write in the notes for the actual right hand melody. We have the notes F, A, F. Second measure is exactly the same thing. Third measure is G, G, A, G, F. And the final measure is G, A, F. Next, we're going to determine the common tones for each measure. In the first measure, we have the notes F, A, and F. F is only common with the 1 chord. A is only common with the 1 chord. And F is only common with the 1 chord. So the only logical sense here would be a 1 chord. So I'll write that here, 1 chord. Second measure, we have exactly the same notes. So again, just a 1 chord. On the third measure, G is common with the 5 chord, A is common with the 1 chord, and F is common with the 1 chord. But we have 3 Gs. Not to mention, if we just made 3 1 chords in a row, it might be a little boring. So I'm going to select the 5 chord here. On the final measure, G is common with the 5 chord, A and F are common with the 1 chord. So again, there are more notes common with the 1 chord. And we'll end up with the chord progression 1, 1, 5, 1. Next, we are going to notate these notes on the score. So, in the second measure, it's just like the first measure, so I'll write the notes F and A. F and C, rather. A is being omitted. On the third measure, the 5 chord will be C and G. Let me write the G a little bit lower, make it clearer. And in the final measure, we are back to F and C. All right, so now let's try playing the left hand. My left hand will be in F position, F and C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shift down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are in 6/8 time, so we could technically turn these into dotted half notes. All right. Next, we are going to do an additional step that we didn't do on the previous example. First, I'm going to erase the note names here, give myself a little bit more room. And we are actually going to write the lead sheet symbols. Lead sheet symbols are simply the chord names themselves. In the first measure, we're doing the 1 chord, which is just F major. So I'm just going to write F. The second measure is the same. And that simply represents an F major triad. The third measure is a C major chord, C, E, G. And in the final measure, we return to the F major triad. Lead sheet symbol is what is used in contemporary commercial music. So I think it's important for musicians today to understand both lead sheet symbols and Roman numeral analysis, which is listed below. Next, we're going to determine how to play the right hand, which means we need to determine the fingering. To do this, again, we're going to look at the parameters. The lowest note is F, the highest note is A. So in this case, we're going to select the fingerings. First finger for F, third finger for A. I'm going to write in all my fingerings again. This is simply going to make it easier for me to play because I'll have less to think about. Again, finger numbers are a very good tool. Feel free to write them in as often as you need. Additionally, we are in the time signature of 6/8, so we're going to write in the rhythm here. Quarter note gets 2/8, so I'm going to write 1-2. The dash simply tells me when I'm holding that rhythm. Eighth note is 3, 4, 5, 6. 1-2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like this. And I'll go ahead and write in the rest of the rhythms. Now that I've notated my counting, let's actually try clapping and counting this together. This is a way to isolate just the rhythms. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now let's play the right hand in rhythm. You may find the need necessary to practice the rhythms just a few more times on your own. All right, the right hand, here we go, and play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you're comfortable with hands alone, we can put it together. Again, you might find it helpful to practice the way we did the previous example. Downbeat to downbeat, one measure at a time. Then maybe pairs of measures, and then the whole thing. In this case, I'm going to play the whole thing from the beginning. Here we go. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift down and 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The tricky thing here is shifting that left hand to the different chords. Okay? Notice how I shifted before the measure ended. I gave myself a couple beats just to prepare for the next section. You may need to isolate this. Keep in mind it is paramount that you maintain a steady rhythm. If you have a hard time doing that, use a metronome, go slowly, break it down. Thank you. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next video.